I'm going to show you why this dump is going to make you rich. And yes, Bitcoin has broken its previous low and we have formed a new low round about the levels of 17,166 and Bitcoin saw a massive dump towards the downside. So guys, what is this advice that could make you rich during this dump? And no, with that I don't mean buying the FTT token, because a lot of people will give you that advice that buying the FTT token at the moment would be a good investment. But guys, I'm going to show you exactly why this is not going to be a good investment, even though we're getting this good news that Binance is buying up FTX, and we're also going to look at this news article. And guys, if you want to profit from my advice, watch the video until the end, smash up the like button and subscribe. And by using my advice, you also can stand a chance to win $100 in Bitcoin, because this will be my Bitcoin giveaway if you take my advice that you're going to make a lot of money during this major dump. So guys, let's go in the charts of Bitcoin and let's directly find out what happened to Bitcoin. And we saw that we got this major dump, and like I told you in the previous video, if we're going to break this support box towards the downside, I could expect our previous low round about the $17,600 as our price target that we could reach if we're going to lose this level. And exactly that happened. We came all the way down to these levels and we even touched the 17,166, and afterwards we saw this massive pump towards the upside to the levels of $18,600, where we then again got a massive rejection towards the downside. And at the moment it is quite important for Bitcoin that we really need to hold this level of our previous support round about the levels of $17,600. So it would be quite good for Bitcoin that we are going to close over this range and that the daily candle will close back above and that we are going to consolidate in these areas. Because guys, otherwise I could see that we are having a quite bearish price target for Bitcoin, and that would be all the way down, like I told you also in my previous video, that if we're going to break these levels of our previous support and also our low that we have formed round about the levels of $17,600, that we could reach the price target of 14,000 or even 13,000. So guys, this is the situation that we are in at the moment, and we saw this major dump because of the liquidity issues that FTX has that caused this major bank run and also the dump in the markets, because at the moment it's quite clear that FTX has liquidity problems. So now we're going to go over to this news article that is really going to explain what happened yesterday. So over on CoinDesk we can see FTX agrees to sell itself to rival Binance. So guys, we're going to look at this statement from CZ that he has posted yesterday afternoon. This afternoon FTX asked for our help. There is a significant liquidity crunch. To protect users, we signed a non-binding LOI intending to fully acquire FTX and help cover the liquidity crunch. So it is actually true that all these rumors of them being insolvent are actually true. And at the moment the signs are quite clear that Binance is going to acquire FTX. So guys, this is exactly why we saw this major dumps in the crypto markets. So guys, we could see that the whole crypto market had this massive dump towards the downside. We can also look at Ethereum, because we could see that Ethereum also dumped quite heavily. We came into the range of round about 1,139. So guys, at the moment you can see for Ethereum that we are holding this support round about the levels of $1,213. So guys, if we're going to break this level, I really do believe that we're going to come down at least to the $1,000 for Ethereum. Now we're going to go back over to Bitcoin, and now I'm going to show you why this dump is going to make you rich. Because guys, at the moment we are at a very critical level. And yes guys, if you have invested in Bitcoin exactly here and even here, we have to look at the long-term perspective of Bitcoin. And at the moment we are getting this bargain for Bitcoin. And this really is the opportunity of your life to buy Bitcoin in these levels. And guys, the best way to do it is by dollar cost averaging. So this means that you have to level your way into Bitcoin, because if we're going to see this major dump towards the downside, you will not be able to pull the trigger in these levels, because you will say, oh, maybe the Bitcoin price will go even lower and maybe even it goes up to $5,000, and you would catch that bottom. No, you will not catch that bottom, because like this dump that we just saw that happened overnight, you will not have the time to get all your funds prepared to buy Bitcoin in these levels, because if we're going to see this major dump towards the downside, a lot of liquidity is waiting in these areas and we are going to see a quick spike back up. So guys, it is really important to buy Bitcoin in these levels, because if there's blood in the streets, it's the best opportunities to invest into anything. Guys, and that's why if you're going to invest in Bitcoin in these levels, it is really going to make you rich, because we have such a major upside. We're going to go on the weekly chart. We're going to find out on the weekly chart what is our perspective at the moment. And guys, I showed you this chart long time ago. On this chart, you can exactly see how long this bear market lasted the last time, where we had about 371 days. And then we saw this major capitulation in the markets. And guys, exactly in these levels, we saw that massive dump towards the downside. And exactly in these levels, we found our bottom. So guys, could it be that this last capitulation that we are in at the moment, could it be the bottom for Bitcoin, that we're going to see one last push down to the levels of 13,000? And then a quick recovery like we had in the previous bear market. So guys, I'm going to undo all these drawings, and then I'm going to show you something very interesting. If we're going to take this from that point before we had this major capitulation towards the downside to this high that we have formed. So then we drag it over to the potential breakout that we had and this last capitulation that we are in at the moment, then we can see that perfectly this would make sense if we come down to the levels. But guys, you will never catch the bottom. So guys, my piece of advice is to dollar cost into Bitcoin in these levels to really get a perfect entry for the next cycle. And guys, the potential is just major if you're going to invest in these areas, because guys, if you have invested 2 years ago, you would still be in profit. And my average entry price when I bought my first Bitcoin is round about the levels of 8,000 to 9,000 US dollars. So I'm still perfectly in a profit. And that's why this is a good advice, guys. And this will really make you rich if you're going to invest at the moment, because these levels we will never see again. So guys, if you follow my advice and sign up with my Bitget link and deposit some money into your account, I will make a Bitcoin giveaway for those people that have signed up and deposited some money in their Bitget account to buy some Bitcoin in these levels. So I will do a free giveaway of 100 US dollars. Use this opportunity, because this really is free money and it's the best entry point for Bitcoin for the next few years. So guys, now let's go over to the FTT token, and I'm going to show you why investing into the FTT token in these areas wouldn't be a good idea. Because guys, maybe it is a good idea and Binance has bought FTX in these levels, and that we're going to see that the FTT token will return back to the levels where we saw this breakout. But guys, the potential is quite low, because first of all, if even Binance buys FTX, it will take a long period of time till the people will have some confidence in FTX again, and that the FTT token really will have a use case. And now I'm going to show you why this dump could go on even lower. Because guys, if we go over to Luna, then we can see that Luna Classic, it happened the same way. We saw this massive dump towards the downside, all the way in these levels, and a lot of people were trying to invest and catch a bottom and said that it will go up from here. And guys, look at what happened. We went down and we went down and we went even lower. And we could see that the price went down from these levels 99%, and then we saw another dump even lower. So guys, at the moment it is not a good idea to invest into FTT token at the moment after this massive dump towards the downside, because we could go even lower. We could go from these levels even another 60% towards the downside, all the way to the levels of $1. So guys, that's why it's really important to stay with Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is here to stay, and we will really profit if we invest into Bitcoin in these areas, because guys, this is really an opportunity of your lifetime. Make use of this opportunity to win 100 US dollar in Bitcoin and sign up with my Bitget link and deposit some money and buy some cryptocurrencies exactly now, because this is really an opportunity of your lifetime. So guys, make sure to be for crypto, smash up the like button and subscribe, and we see each other in the next video.